So true. There ain't no other for me. It's only you. I wanna be down with what you're going through. I wanna be down. I wanna be down with you.
Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jerica and you are watching Shelflovewithdee. Welcome back y'all to another weekly wrap up of my reads and streams. Alright y'all, so before we get into this video, let's go ahead and take attendance. Please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Not only subscribe if you're feeling the vibe and you can see yourself coming back and hanging with me in yet another video. Otherwise, it's fine to just engage with me, thumbs it up, give me a green heart, sunflower, book stack, whatever your favorite emoji is. Just anything letting me know that you were here rocking with me in yet another video. Alright y'all, so I won't be before you long. In today's wrap up, I have two books to discuss with you. If you've watched my reading vlog, which I will card here, if you have not, go ahead and check it out. I have two books to discuss with you that I read this past week. Some of my thoughts have been shared in the vlog on Friday. I'll try to go into a bit more detail in this video just in case this is your first time hearing me talk about them. So I do want to apologize once again if my energy is a little low, y'all. This is just a tough time right now for my family. Please keep us uplifted in prayers if you are a believer. I just got some really devastating news about another family member, and it's just a tough time right now, but we're pushing through and trusting God. So yeah, I just ask for your grace during this time. All right, so the first book that I want to talk to you guys about is our book club read, which is All Her Little Secrets by Wanda Morris. Okay, so as y'all know, this is my second book by this author. The first book was Anywhere You Run, and I really enjoyed that book. This book did not quite live up to that one, but it was not a terrible read. I definitely feel like it could have been 70 to 100 pages shorter. There was definitely a lot of filler information that we did not need, but overall the story was a good story. I just feel like it could have been shorter. In this book, there are dual timelines, one being from her past childhood upbringing and trauma, things like that, the other being this murder investigation that is going on. I will say I loved the flashbacks to her past. I wish there was more of that. I personally would have liked to have seen this book be more of a contemporary fiction where it focused more on the childhood upbringing than this legal battle or this murder investigation. I feel like it fell flat on that sense. It wasn't thrilling enough to be a thriller. It wasn't suspenseful enough to be a thriller. It was kind of one note. Well, I won't say one note. It was just kind of on the, it had the vibe, the energy on the book was very melancholy. So I think it would have done better as a contemporary fiction, focusing on her childhood upbringing and just kind of, Bernice McFadden it, so to speak. So I will say that the audiobook helped me to get through it a lot better and enjoy the experience a lot more. I initially tried to just read it on my e-reader, and I was stuck on chapter 3 for a cool little minute. So once I saw that my girls Eliza and Darnay had finished, I'm like, okay, let me get for real about this. Read it immersively, and it really helped with the experience. This is a one-time read for me. I wouldn't say it's anything that you have to run out and read, but if you do like legal thrillers, if you like, some twists and turns and a little bit of messiness sprinkled in, but more so focused on the legal thrilling side of it, or the murder investigation side of it, I think this is a book that you would highly enjoy. Like I said, this is my book. This is book 2 by this author for me, and it was just okay. I don't regret my time with it. It's just not one that I would have picked on my own, but I did want to be able to participate in the book club read. So I picked it up, finished it, so I could add to the discussion. But yeah, it's not anything that you have to run out and read as soon as possible. I will say that I am not a legal thriller girly. I know that about myself. So there can be a murder investigation and things like that. But if it starts to lean more into like the courtroom side of it, I don't really enjoy that much. Just a personal preference. And I will say this book had a good balance of that. We didn't quite make it to the courtroom. There was murder investigations and, you know, talks with the detective and things like that. But we don't quite make it to the courtroom per se. So I like that about this book. But if you are someone who you enjoy that courtroom aspect of these legal thrillers, this is not going to fill your cup in that sense. So I'm looking over her catalog now, and I see the other highest rated book by her is This Never Happens Here. So I will probably be picking that. Oh, that ain't even came out yet. It looks like it comes out February of next year. So I'll be having my eyes out for that one. Her other one is What You Leave Behind, and it is overall rated a 3.86. So I don't know, but if you've read anything by Wanda Morris, please let me know what you've read by her and if you enjoyed it. So if you're not familiar with this book, I'll go ahead and read the book description. It says, a debut perfect for fans of Attica Locke, Alyssa Cole, Harlan Coben, and Celeste Ng, with shades of How to Get Away with Murder and John Grisham's The Firm. Everyone has something to hide. Elise Littlejohn seemingly has it all: an Ivy League law degree, a well-paying job as a corporate attorney in Midtown Atlanta, great friends, and a for fun relationship with a rich, charming executive, her white boss, Michael. But everything changes one cold January morning when Elise goes to meet Michael and finds him dead with a gunshot wound to his head. And then she walks away like nothing has happened. Why? Elise has been keeping a cache of dark secrets, including a small town past and a kid brothers who spent time on the other side of the law. She can't be thrust into the spotlight again. But instead of grieving this tragedy, people are gossiping, the police are getting suspicious, and Elise, the company's lone black attorney, is promoted to replace Michael. While the opportunity is a dream come true, Elise can't shake the feeling that something is off. When she uncovers shady dealings inside the company, Elise is trapped in an impossible ethical and moral dilemma. Suddenly, Elise's past and present lives collide as she launches into a pulse-pounding race to protect a brother she tried to save years ago and to stop the conspiracy far more sinister than she could have ever imagined. So I will say that the ending for me was, I don't know, it felt a little extreme, like what the reveal was, but at the same time it isn't, because I know these are things that happen under the radar in real life. Just for me, it was not something that just sparked an excitement in me, or like oh my gosh, that's a crazy twist. It was like, it was meh to me. Like it was okay. I just feel like the author was trying so hard to make it a climatic, you know, twist or reveal, and it just fell flat for me. I definitely think she could have won 5 stars with making this just a contemporary fiction, and could have had the lawyer stuff still kind of sprinkled in, and the murder investigation of the boss still happening, but just kind of focusing more on the journey of her life and how it led up to maybe that point of her with her affair with her boss and things like that. But it was an okay read. I don't regret reading it. If you are interested in joining Darnay Doris's YouTube book club, I will put the link in the description. We meet once a month. I know she is in the process of moving right now, so the meeting is a little delayed, but we meet once a month, and each quarter we have a different genre. This is our thriller genre, so I'm excited to see what we read next. But yeah, so that's it. I won't beat this over the head. Again, if you'd like to hear more of my thoughts, please go watch the reading vlog that I put out on Friday, because I shared a bit more of my frustrations about Elise, the female main character. I just don't want to beat a dead horse and repeat myself. So if you are interested in this book, or interested in my real-time reading experience of this book, please go over and check out my reading vlog. But yeah, so next book up that I want to discuss with you guys is The Summer Girlfriend by Kristina Forest. All right, so I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. Y'all know fake dating trope is not my favorite. I was on the fence about reading this book. book because it is not my favorite trope. I literally roll my eyes every time, but I continue reading because I would want to see how each author puts their own spin on the trope and try to make it believable. And I've been waiting for someone to convince me of a logical reason or a good enough reason to fake date somebody. But this is a fiction world, so again, we can be in love with dragons, we can teleport, we can do whatever in this world. So I try not to lean too hard on them about it. It is a trope that some people enjoy. It's just not one of my favorites. So The Summer Girlfriend by Kristina Forest. If you've not read it, I will read the book description for you. It says a fake summer fling between a stand-in girlfriend and a handsome business heir becomes way too real in this glittering new romance by USA Today best-selling author Kristina Forest. Noelle Lewis doesn't have time for long walks on the beach, brunch with the girls, or summer vacations. She's too busy saving up to go back to college. After recently getting laid off from her bookseller job, her main gig is now serving as a stand-in bridesmaid, which doesn't pay enough for the upcoming semester's tuition. But then the perfect, if not unconventional, opportunity arises. Jeremiah Smith, the second grandson of the founder of Smith's Sweets, a well-known baked goods company, once lived a life of frivolity. Since his grandfather's death, Jeremiah has tried to clean up his act, but it's hard to focus when his family requests that he joins them at their summer house in Hart Beach, New Jersey, where his most painful memory lies. To avoid going there, Jeremiah claims he already has plans with his girlfriend, and of course his family tells him to bring her. The problem? Jeremiah doesn't have a girlfriend. After a chance meeting, Noelle and Jeremiah come to an agreement. He'll hire her to be his stand-in girlfriend for the weekend. She'll use the money towards her tuition. She figures it will be a quick, easy way to make money, but turns out Jeremiah's family is lovely. Jeremiah is even lovelier. Soon a weekend agreement turns into an entire summer, and Noelle and Jeremiah will have to keep their hearts in check, or else it's sink or swim for both of them. So this ended up being a very cutesy romantic read and not heavy on the cheese. I will say Kristina Forest did a good job, as well as she can, I believe, with a fake dating trope to make it seem plausible. Noelle needed the money for the tuition. Jeremiah, what his secret is and why he doesn't want to talk about it makes sense. I could see why. I could squint my eyes, tilt my head a little bit and be like, okay, maybe I can get why you would lie. I do think the amount he paid her was a bit far-fetched. Like, if you're going to pay that, to tell the truth. But overall, I enjoyed the book. I really like Kristina Forest's writing style. She does romance very well. I will say that their first time being intimate, you know what I mean, was garbage. My thing is, like, this whole book, or the first half of the book or whatever, is like a build-up, realization of feelings and chemistry and connections, and then when they finally crossed that line, it was whack. I'm sorry, it was. I'm like, now this is a little PG. Like, girl, you could have turned it up. Like, there's been this build-up of chemistry and wanting each other but denying each other that, and then when they finally give into it, it was like womp womp. That could have been better. I was disappointed in the spice. Not saying that she had to be like heavily X-rated, but even how it just went about wasn't very sensual or passionate. It was like a quick wham bam, thank you ma'am, and I still wasn't even feeling that. But outside of that, the romance was very cutesy, very believable. It wasn't too fast. I love that there was a break in there and then they had to come back together for something. Like, I like the pacing that Kristina took these two characters through before they, of course, end up with happily ever after. Also, I will say, now this is a very cute summer cover. I will say that these two people are very, cutesy, attractive people. But this is not who I had in my head when I was picturing the book. And it could have had to do with the audio or, the narrator's voices. But even when just like describing him and watching them get to know each other, I just had something else in mind. Okay. And I don't know. And maybe I missed it. But this is giving like, I don't know, like Latina, and that's just not the feel that I got from the book, from the family, from the characters or anything. But that's one of the things that's so great about reading these books, is that especially if they don't just give a breakdown of what the character looks like, you could just go with what you feel, So I Did enjoy this book though. I will not say it wasn't quite a 5-star. I don't know if a fake dating trope for me will ever be a 5-star, so I could be a little biased in that sense, but I would recommend this book, especially if you are a romance girly, and especially if you love a fake dating trope. Sorry y'all, there's a fly buzzing around here, so irritating. But if you love fake dating trope, if you love romance, if you love a good pacing, a realistic pacing, this is the book for you. Kristina Forest did a great job with this book, and I'm glad that I gave it a try, because I wasn't going to initially because of the summer trope, but I mean because of the fake dating trope, but I got a little like FOMO. I kept seeing this book circulating around. The cover is gorgeous and it is perfect for the summertime, and it was like the right amount of mushiness that I needed during this time just to kind of take me away. But really enjoyed this book. Let's see if anyone that we know has read it. Okay, it looks like Shaughnessy gave it a 5 out of 5. It says, everyone needs to read this book. The writing is giving a mix between Carly Fortune and Emily Henry because it's so picturesque. I could literally feel the sand beneath my toes. Heartbeat felt like Oaks Bluff, and the love story gave me all the feels. It looks like overall pretty much the book was rated 4 stars, and there are a couple of 5 stars sprinkled in here. Our girl Erin says, I was kicking my feet and screaming. Kristina Forest is my girl. Her books really had me enjoying myself. This was such a fun read. Nobody got on my nerves. It's just a fun, chill romance about 2 cool people who you want to be happy. I highly recommend Kristina Forest novels, and she rated it 5 stars. And I will agree, nobody in this book got on my nerves. There was not a character that was like, why did you have to write this person like this? Or, oh my gosh, was this person needed? Or, you know, a bunch of filler information or any of that. I feel like everything that Kristina put in this book was needed. It all flowed well. It all meshed well. The characters meshed well. Love Jeremiah's family. I love reading a book where there is this family dynamic of like closeness and traditions and, you know, looking out for one another, supportive of one another, listening to one another. I just love it. Like if I could have a wish as far as like what I would want in my family, it would be something like this, where once a year we have this place that we go to for the whole weekend. Everybody knows it's on the calendar every year without fail. We meet up, we make s'mores, we play games, we just create these traditions and memories. Like that is my idyllic family wish if I could have one. But yeah, that's all that I read this past week, y'all, and it took me a minute to get into those because I wanted to prioritize our book club read, and it was not really holding my attention initially. It wasn't really reeling me in, I'll say. And then Kristina Forest, I knew I would blaze through that book, but I wanted to focus on our book club read first. And again, I just was going into Kristina Forest's book expecting not to like it, but she did what she does well, which is romance. And it says that the Summer Girlfriend says Heartbeat #1. So I'm hoping that means there is a book 2 coming out. I really don't know who it would focus on, because if I'm not mistaken, everybody was like booed up in this book and happily booed up. So we shall see if there is a book 2, but if she does, I am not mad at it. I loved her what is that? I don't know what you call it, that Neighbor Favor series. I think is it the Love Sisters, or am I mixing them up with somebody else? Oh, the Green Sisters. I think the Love Sisters might be Christina C. Jones. But anyways, yeah, if she comes out with a book 2, I will definitely be reading it. But that's it for my reads. Now onto my streams. So this past week, I have gotten caught up on I was about to say How to Train a Dragon, House of Dragon, and I am all caught up to like the present episodes of Raising Kanan. Y'all, House of Dragon is getting on my nerves. The reason why I have not really been tuned in for like the past 3 weeks is just because it does what it has done every season, which I know you should be like, well, you should expect that, but I'm tired of it. Get a new trick. But it's like the first episode starts off with a bang, reels you in, and you're so ready for next week to come so you can watch that next episode. And then the rest is like this. It's flat. Look, my fingers aren't even flat. It's linear until like the last episode, and then it's like another bang, and it wants to like keep you on this cliffhanger for the following season. And I'm just so tired of that same pattern. And Rhaenyra's, I don't know what happened to her kahunas, but she's lost them. She's being really emotional. And what's her name? Allison, whatever her name is, I'll put it on the screen. She's conniving and manipulative, and nobody's loyal. It's just irky. Raising Kanan, oh my gosh. If you have not watched it, please go watch it so we can talk about it. That show, listen, I think season 1, 2, and then half of 3, I was really like loving everybody, loving the dynamic. 3.5 to 4 on to 5. I don't know if there's anybody that I like that is still, standing. And I don't want to give nothing away, but there was just somebody that passed oh my gosh, I was like, really? Let's have this person goes out. And then somebody has disappeared. Like, I don't even want to say. I was going to say listen, if you have watched Raising Kanan, please let me know. Go down in the comments so we can talk about it. What are your thoughts? What are you thinking of season 5? Or what season are you on? Let's talk about it. So, but yeah, that's all that I watched this past week. I'm pretty sure. I'm looking for something to watch now that I'm like at the end of Raising Kanan. I mean, I know there's like Power and Ghosts and all those things, and I think I am going to start Power after this because I watched them out of order. But I've been thinking about some rewatches because I'm the type of person, once I like something, it doesn't bother me to rewatch it. Most of the times I'm realizing things that I didn't before or something I missed, and even if I watched it like perfectly, I still enjoy watching it like over again because it's comforting and I know that I already like it, and part of the comfort is knowing what's going to happen so there aren't any surprises. But yeah, I've been thinking about doing some rewatches because I'm going through these all these subscriptions that we have and nothing's really grabbing hold of my attention. I did see that they're coming out with a new series of A Different World, and I am not happy about that. Yes, I'm one of those people that leave the classics alone. People are still watching the classics. They are still available for us to watch. Why does there need to be a remake or a spinoff? I mean, I guess a spinoff wouldn't be so bad. I don't know. I saw the cast and wasn't happy with it. And I like A Different World is one of my top. Like, it's up there with Sanford and Son. It's up there with My Lucy. It's up there with Good Times. So don't mess with it. Like, I have watched A Different World all the way through so many times. Like, I love that show, Dwayne and Whitley, especially Dwayne. That's my guy. I love that show now. So I don't know how I feel about this. But then now that I think about it, I don't know if it's a remake or a spinoff. But I know they try to do that with Fresh Prince. Listen, I'm one of those girlies, okay? I just love the classics. Leave it alone. If you're interested in the classics, go back and watch them. They're still available. But those are my thoughts here on my reads and streams. Thank y'all so much for once again hanging with your girl on a Sunday. Thank y'all so much for the support and engagement on my 3rd video this week. Well, this will be my 3rd one, but I added an extra day which was Friday, and y'all came out and showed up for your girl. So I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you for your grace during this time, y'all. We are just going through it as a family, but trying to remain strong and keep pushing through. I'm gonna keep showing up for y'all and pushing out this content as long as y'all keep supporting and engaging with me. If you made it this far into the video, please go ahead and drop this emoji. That way I know that you hung around and stuck with me through to the end. I have not forgotten about the giveaway. Well, I kind of did, but I haven't. I was supposed to announce it on Friday, but I forgot. So I will be doing a video on Wednesday, a little midweek check-in with y'all, and I will put it in that video. So if you have not entered the giveaway, go to my 1-year booktube birthday video and see what the requirements are to enter the giveaway and see what the giveaway is. And that way you know if you want to enter or not. But I will announce that on Wednesday. That's it, y'all, for today's video. Take care of yourself, rest, relax, and read. And until next time, don't forget to show yourself some love.